What's up?
We're back. Sorry about that. I relocated. I'm on the move now.
Okay. All right. So you want to show us some stuff?
Yeah, I guess so. You guys want to tour around or what?
Yeah, let's give us a tour.
This thing's one of my, check out this laser engraver cutter. So these are templates that I do for my Bally chair.
Oh, is that cardboard or
It's eighth of an inch Baltic birch plywood.
nice?
So we have a lot of templates heading out. These are all laser cut for the Bally chair that I do.
Wow.
But I had a little hiccup here. You talk about growing pains. I never cut so much with the machine, and it's water cooled. And I had to get a water chiller
Cooler.
for this thing. So there goes $1,000, right?
Wow.
Right there. So this is kind of where my shop used to be. This is my lovely wife, Amy. Hi. She's
What's up,
running
Amy?
away.
Get back to work. No, I'm joking.
Yeah, these are the chairs that I started with. You can see they're
Beautiful.
nice, collecting dust here.
What kind of wood is that, Paul?
Look, check this out. This is Brazilian lacewood.
Wow.
Quarter sawn
Whew.
down the arm. And then I got another double over here. This is curly maple. This one's a beauty. There she is.
Okay, Paul. How do you feel about telling us how much that costs?
It costs right there, $10,000.
Okay.
I sell my single chair for $6,500 is my single chair.
Okay.
So we're gonna go outside now. Oh, it's a beautiful day here. Yeah, it's really nice out. This is gonna be my new desk.
Nice.
So this is one of the first tests I did with that new epoxy. This was 55 liters, poured at 3 inches. It's got some Greek olive wood in it. Just a little steel frame. So here's the 50 by 30 shop, Robert.
Okay.
So out on my dad's farm. There goes the customer leaving with a table right now. Bye. Sweet. There we go. Fully finished table. And then we can see around here, we got the vacuum kiln is right here. It should be running right now. Let's have a look.
Is that your only kiln?
So I had a DH kiln, a Nile L200. And once I got the vacuum, we only started using the vacuum. The quality is just extremely amazing. So here it's running right now. I call this R2D2. So that controls everything, and all the wood's inside here. Little timber cart rolls it in. But we are actually, we're going to have a conventional kiln right here, Robert.
Okay.
So I have a wood boiler that I heat my shop with, and we don't need it anymore. So we're going to put a radiator in here. We're going to hook it up to the wood boiler.
Yep.
And deal with it like that. We have a lot of wood lying around here.
So how much wood do you actually process a day? Do you have a dedicated sawyer?
No, we don't. I joke that we're a sawmill company that never runs the sawmill. It's pretty funny. We only have a certain amount of kiln capacity, and I like to, because of the vacuum kiln, we can pretty much dry it right away. So I prefer to cut it and stick it in next month rather than 2 years, and so I don't have any of the air drying defects.
Right.
So here's the big shop. So this is the front door. So yeah, you can see lumber everywhere.
Wow.
And this was the CNC I was talking about.
Yeah.
So we
I
can
remember you putting that together.
Yeah, she's a workhorse. We use it a lot. We got a few different things. So we'll glue up tables for customers. They'll take them like this. So they actually brought us the slabs. We dried them, glued them up. Got some donuts here. That's dangerous.
Tell me about it.
So the wide belt sander, 53 inch.
Nice.
Super handy. Now this is the workhorse though, this beast. This can do 38 inches wide.
Both sides, right?
Both sides. It's got a spiral head jointer right there. And then the planer head is here at the back on the top. So both sides all at once, all digital. It's so nice. We can just type in, you want it at whatever millimeters. And it's really, 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 really nice machine. And I was very fortunate to get this at an auction. Same time as this machine to that machine.
Yeah, I remember you bringing those in.
We do some siding too. That's another kind of side hustle of my lumber company. We do some Sosujiban siding. So this is a molding machine, which will give you, we do this profile here. See?
So you can do floors as well.
We can do floors. We can do floors. We haven't. We've done mostly just siding, outdoor siding. Again, got that for a smoking good price. So if it's not running for a little bit, it's not a huge deal. There's no debt payments on any of these machines, which is nice. I got an older sliding table saw, which we've been using to cut the live edges off lately. Fantastic. Very, very quick. And then this is kind of the normal shop area. You got your table saws, your band saws, sanders, another jointer over there. We're working on some tables. This is one that's going out shortly. So how do you all power these machines? I'm out in the country, and this is a question I get asked all the time. I don't have three-phase power here. So if I get over here, I can show you what's going on. So over here, I do
have three-phase.
No three-phase. So I have single-phase power coming in right here. And then these are the magic boxes. See these things? Boom and boom. This will make up to 60 horsepower of three-phase power. So it just runs my wide belt, it runs my molder or my big planer.
One at a time, right?
That's called a VFD, but that's a fancy VFD. My dust collector, that's the VFD that runs the dust collector. I have a VFD that runs the CNC. We have a VFD for the bandsaw, VFD for the jointer, a VFD for the disc sander. And then it kind of goes off to all the safety stuff. You know, you got your disconnects and circuit board panels, and then yeah, you can have all the wire. This place had none of this when we moved in here.
You also poured a floor in there as well, right?
Yeah. So this floor is this was a dirt floor in here. Say hi to my wife again, everyone. Hi, Amy. I got her.
She's like, I don't want none of that, buddy. Get out of here.
So yeah, this is a concrete floor, and it has well, it's all hiding back here, but it has let me just move this. There it is. So the hot water comes in here. It's got 5,000 feet of this red piping in the floor.
So radiant floor heating.
In-floor, radiant floor, exactly. And we have a wood boiler outside.
Okay, so does the radiant floor warm the entire shop, or just the floor, or do you have an additional heating?
The whole shop stays warm from it.
From the floors?
Yeah, the whole shop stays nice and warm from the floor. All the machines stay warm because the heat travels up. It's so efficient.
And do you use oil or?
We have. I started just with plain water, but now I have glycol in it.
Okay.
So out here, here's our sawmill scraps. Woo, sawmill scraps.
So what do you do with that? Turn it into mulch or burn it?
No, basically we cut it into pieces like this. So we just have smaller pieces. So you can see here. And then this is the actual wood boiler.
Okay, so you burn it. Got it.
Yeah, so we burn it. It's not on right now because it's nice and warm. Although my father-in-law emptied the ashes, so that's nice. And then yeah, that has a pipe that runs underground and heats this whole shop.
Wow.
So again, comes back to overhead, keeping the costs down.
Yep.
I have so much sawmill scraps that I would have to get rid of them anyways, let alone burn them for my own heat. So we're going to use that heat now, though, to start another kiln, if not maybe a third kiln even.
Cool.
Man, is it a nice day here.
Yeah. Looks like it.
Man, we got 70 live people right now.
That's great.
Hey, we did pretty good, eh?
Yeah. And what happens is when that maintains, that's people still coming in and out. So yeah. There was a lot of people coming in.
So that was my first kiln. This was not my first, but this was a standard dehumidification kiln with a Nile compressor and all that stuff in there. But we stopped using it when we got the vacuum kiln.
Okay.
And then this is up to my yard. So everything's within. Everyone's like, how do you get so much accomplished? I say, like, everything's just 5 steps away.
It's a short commute.
This is my wood miser, which I switched to an electric motor.
Okay.
One of the best decisions of my life. Marrying my wife, obviously, number one.
So why do you think it's better to have electric motor?
Oh my God, so torque, all about the torque. And it's especially when you're cutting something like like soft pine that has really, really hard knot branches. The gas motor, you know, you have that slight little dip in RPM, and that's when the blade likes to wander.
Right.
The electric, it just cuts flatter for so much longer. It's also obviously quiet. It's there's no fumes, there's no oil, there's none of that. And then this was where I cut the sawmill. So remember I was talking about, so I cut it right here. I can take out these 2 bolts, and this whole end can slide out another 12 inches.
Nice.
So it's not portable anymore because of the electric, but we used to run it portable. And then we have the beast. Here's the big beast.
Nice.
So this thing will cut about 72, 74. We could really squeeze in if we wanted.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing watching that thing run.
Yeah, it's so it's exciting to use this thing. You know what's the exciting part is seeing what's inside the log.
Yep, that's always
a pleasure, man. Always.
You never know what's there.
We have some really cool pieces just kicking around here. So this kind of stuff is difficult to dry in my vacuum kiln because just the way it works with the electricity. So this kind of stuff I'll be able to dry very easily in this new kiln, which is nice.
Right.
And then we can go out. You can see, I know you have like, how much lumber do you have in inventory, like sawmilled?
I think
you have a lot, man.
Yeah, I probably got 1 million board feet in slabs.
Yeah, see, most of mine, I got 200,000 in logs.
Now, in logs, right now, I have a bunch of logs. And I got the reclaimed lumber, which I have a bunch of board foot in that as well.
Okay. Yes.
So, yeah, there's a lot that I don't have processed that I need to process.
Here's something that we did, too. We cut really thick pine mantles. So these will all dry in our vacuum kiln perfectly right to the center, 6% without any defect. I specifically cut these like really thick pine slabs. We want to try and offer unique products because of the vacuum kiln.
Yep, you can.
Here's a big maple. These are all 40-inch wide, so this is going to be an exciting one.
Sexy.
Some walnut. The walnut we need to air dry, though. Walnut actually needs oxygen to make the nice color that we're used to.
Yes, oxidation. Gotta get
oxidation. So I like to do at least 2 to 3 months per inch before going into the vacuum kiln.
Yep. Because you can dry too fast and you won't get the color, right?
It's a funny one, man. It's like it'll be green coming out and it'll get the color in the sun again, but it's just you learn pretty quick.
Yeah.
We got some really cool burly willow, some big ash over here. Other maple. Yeah, fuck, it's a nice day today.
Yeah.
And then yeah, we have logs. We have logs everywhere. It's all logs. Sweet.
So, Paul, what do you find your biggest challenge in running your business?
Focus. And I think that's a lot of people's issue is that was when I first started my business, I was broke. So that's leading to trying to do everything to make money everywhere because you're chasing the money because you got a bill to pay or whatever, or you got to eat, you know what I mean? You got family, you got to eat. Then I was able to relax a little bit on that front when I started being able to say no to certain jobs. I stopped sharpening bandsaw blades, and that was the kicker. I really noticed a big change in being able to say, you know what, I don't need that extra $300 on a Sunday morning. You know what I mean? Because that's what it is. 8 a.m., 9 a.m. on a Saturday night, you're sharpening bandsaw blades for a couple $100, but that's the stuff that I had to do to pay for the sharpener, to pay for all this thing without any debt.
The hustle is real.
The hustle is for sure real. So now I'm very fortunate that I have Michael, my business partner, has helped a lot with this, with focus, with direction, more thinking about your end goal and working backwards rather than working forwards.
Yeah, and I think that's my biggest challenge has always been personnel. Always, it's my biggest challenge, and with personnel, it slows down work's not done right. There's so much, and that's something I'm trying to fix now with making sure my shop is 100% efficient so I can get the people I want.
Of course. I've been so lucky with first working with my wife at the very start, and we have a great relationship. We see each other all day long. It works out good. And then fortunately, the employees I've had, Other than one of them, I had one employee that I actually caught stealing from me to the tune of like 30 grand over a
Yeah.
year and a half.
Yeah. Put that on my list too.
Yeah, I bet, man. I bet. Other than that, I've had fantastic employees. I have fantastic guys working now. It's certainly a unique business what we do, so they usually don't come trained at all, which is maybe a good thing too. But
Right.
hard to say on that one. Because then I've had a few guys through my lumber company, 3-4 guys, and it's just like it's kind of like Groundhog Day for me because I got to retrain and retrain and retrain. But now we have a great guy that's managing practically everything to do with the sawmill company.
Cool. So what would you say is your coolest job? What do you think is the coolest thing you've done?
Coolest thing that I've done for me, I think it's more knowing that the furniture, specifically my chairs that I've built, will be around for generations in my customers' hands. You know what I mean? In their hands and their kids and their kids' kids. And that was one reason I fell in love with the Sam Maloof furniture as well. Just the quality of it, the amount of respect that's given to the piece of furniture. I kind of abuse my furniture, but my clients, whenever I see my furniture, it almost looks better than when I delivered it. So just, knowing what we're creating is going to be around for generations, and people are going to be really, they're going to be sitting in it and having a good, comfortable rock.
Right. So in woodworking, your biggest inspiration is Sam Maloof.
Definitely Sam Maloof, and then Hal Taylor, who I first bought the plans from.
Okay. All right. Trying to see if we have any more questions. How many hours a day do you work?
So definitely in my first 8 years of my business was like, if I wasn't sleeping, I'm working. My first 3 to 4 years, basically get up at 7 a.m. 8 till 8, squeezing in some lunch, squeezing in some dinner, and then from 8 until like doing forums at the time. You know what I mean? It wasn't Instagram when I started, so sharing. I wasn't necessarily trying to build my business. It's funny how I think woodwork is just now things back a little. Am I truly ever disconnected from work? Not really, because I see the and it's kind of been almost I'm very rarely am I disconnecting. I was snowboarding.
Yeah, you're going in and out.
Oh no, maybe it's where I sit here. I'll move.
That seems to be better.
All right, sorry about that.
It's all good.
Sit down right here then. What?
Can't hear you.
Oh no.
I can hear you now.
Can you hear me? You got me?
Yep.
You work all day long or what?
No, it's 11:24. We'll check and see if what's up, Indonesia? What's up, Chile?
There's a good question here. Someone who wants to get, no matter what,
What's up, Jacob?
No matter what it is, you gotta start your, right? That's it. How do you get started? Start it. What would you like? Go for something to turn the hole, and you're like, wow, cool. Figure out how to turn the job and get on a lathe. Get your own lathe. Gotta get doing it.
Yeah, Jacob. The only way to get started is to get started.
I know that's easy, but
But let me talk a little bit about that. I have a couple of guys, right? They're like, oh, I got a sawmill, I got a machine, I got this, I got that, I got this. And I'm like, why don't you just get started? Instead of trying to build out a shop with all of this equipment, just get started and let the business tell you where it wants to go, because it will. Because we all started this wanting to do X, and based on what comes to you and what people ask you to do, that's kind of what you do. That's why we get distracted. That's why we kind of can't stay focused, because sometimes we're thrown off course by business. So I think if you want to do this and you want to get into sawing wood, maybe the first thing you should do is not go buy a saw. Maybe you should talk to someone with the saw. Maybe you should see what that takes. Build a relationship with someone. Because I think you need to decide what level of this you want to do. Everyone does not need a bandsaw, a 52-inch wide belt sander, because there are different things that are being done. So if you got X amount of money, see if you can put that into business and not go and buy a big bandsaw that you may or may not use all the time. Because when I asked you about a dedicated sawyer, you have 2 sawmills, I have 2 sawmills. I'm going to say throughout the year, that thing is probably used less than it is used more.
Agreed.
So I had a buddy once tell me, and Joe Kleinberg, he's a second generation sawyer woodworker. He milled for Nakashima. And when I bought my new wood miser, he's been having one for 25, 30 years. He goes, Bob, why don't I pay you for half of what your saw is and we share it? He goes, how often does our saws actually sit and are not being used? And it makes sense. And I think that when people want to get started with this, you got to do the research. And don't do the research by looking on Instagram and copying someone.
No.
Do the research by getting to know someone and talking to them about what they're doing as opposed to what you're doing. That'll take you a lot further along than you trying to mirror what someone's doing, because this conversation is about all of the stuff that we go through that people don't see.
Right.
I mean, that we only show what we want to show. And that's why I mentioned about me being behind on the rent in the shop. I mean, I was behind once on payroll, and guys that had worked for me for 3 or 4 years walked out on me. They came back on Monday, but there are a lot of challenges that go on into doing this, and I think just starting right away with a big shop is a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah, I've my market built my business.
You're going in and out.
Right. That's and then you also get bigger toys and more time.
Yeah, you're going in and out, Paul.
Oh man. Yeah.
No, you're good right there.
What? I right here? Right here?
Right there.
I was just saying.
I can't hear you, man.
That's so weird.
All right, right there is good.
Going outside.
All right.
How about that?
Thanks.
This better?
Yeah.
All right. I was just saying, you see the big machines and all these kind of things, you think everything gets easier and harder.
It does.
It
does.
Not have the bills and build yourself a router sled and flatten the floor and get through it. You get these bigger machines. There's more to learn. You have to do your research. I inside out because there's no way out every problem.
You're cutting in and out. But yeah, that's the thing. The biggest thing is research and actually getting to know someone and making a relationship to talk with them. You know, it's so funny. And when Roger from Rico and I talk, I'll share the research story then. I'm not gonna share it now because it's not fair. But he and I are gonna joke with it about the research. But I think that's the biggest thing that people need to do is decide what they want to do and how much they want to actually put into it. Because both you and I are a little crazy, and all of us that do this, we're little, you have to be a little crazy to do this business because it requires so much.
Definitely.
And if you're not prepared, if you're not balanced, then you don't run it correctly, and it runs you, and that's also not a good thing.
Right. Yeah. That gives me a bit of the drive too, because I'm learning every day. There's always more to learn about running the business, all that kind of stuff. Working, and then machinery, and also that keeps me going too. Knowing that you can always, you want to not settle. And I got to shout out AWT Woodwork. Says Joe, big inspiration. It's funny how
you're going in and out, man.
Man, it's my Canadian fucking.
It's been in the sticks.
Being in the sticks, yeah. Well, stupid. No, a Canadian.
You good there?
Good there. Well, here we go. Woo. Maybe we should sign off, or what do you think?
Yeah. I think we've been on for, it's 11:30. So I think that's fair. And thanks to everyone that comes that showed up today. We really appreciate it. Everyone. Wednesday we have Caleb Butter, and Friday we have Jack English.
Talk about
all at 10 a.m.
One of the first people I started following
was who?
Caleb.
Yeah.
Oh man, his carved credenzas and his little stools he makes with the leg. Dad like chopped them up and like, oh man. And then Jack English, everyone, you guys got to just. Jack is like he's another cookie. He's full of.
Yep.
And it's really cool that, he builds like a lot of historic, all like old scenes all the time. And that guy, what I'm doing, a young kid woodworker with their, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Looking forward to that.
All right, brother. Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Robert. Have a great day.
Thank you all.
Thanks for tuning in. Have a great.
All right.
Adios.
Adios.